Hello everybody, what is going on? Welcome back to another weekly pick'em. I'm Buddy Strange, this is StrangeVoodooTV. Let's get into this week's awards. First off, my win of the week is going to be San Francisco over Oakland. Yeah, I predicted it, but damn, I did not predict that. I actually almost did not predict it. There's actually video evidence of me picking Oakland, and then I was like, nah. San Francisco's got it. And then during the first drive, Oakland had it, and they were driving, and I was like, ah, shit. I picked wrong. And then they settled for a field goal, and that was the only points of the game. Nick Mullins coming in, and I was like, ah, man. And then he just lit it up. Nick Mullins just lit it up, earned himself the starting gig this next week. And yeah, that's big for him. He played really good. He took what the Raiders gave him, and the Raiders gave him a lot because they have nothing. So yeah, win of the week, San Francisco. Good job, San Francisco. Good job, Mullins. My loss of the week is actually going to be Denver losing to Houston. This is basically just because of poor clock management. It was just terrible. Inside of both 2 minutes in both halves, the Broncos' play calling was just piss poor. It was just terrible. And yeah, they missed a couple kicks, but I wouldn't even put that on McManus. Trying a 62-yarder and then a 51 to try to win the game when you could have gotten more yardage, but just elected to basically shoot themselves in the foot and just go for the 51-yarder. Yeah, that's not how you win games, and that is exactly why they lost. So loss of the week, Denver Broncos. And really quickly, my Players of the Week, SVTV's Players of the Week. First off, Offensive Player of the Week is going to be Michael Thomas, getting over 200 yards, a score, and that Joe Horn celebration was a classic. Have to give it to him. This week was actually really good for throwback celebrations. You got Michael Thomas doing the Joe Horn flip phone celebration. You got my man Kevin Byard going to the Dallas Star and doing the old T.O. celebration. Just wish someone threw on a Hall of Fame jacket and then threw popcorn in their face. That would have just sealed the deal for this week, but I was really happy to see those celebrations. Michael Thomas, Offensive Player of the Week. Defensive Player of the Week is going to be Danielle Hunter for the Vikings, getting 3.5 sacks, getting a fumble recovery for a touchdown. Yeah, that's big time. Good job, Danielle Hunter. Special Teams Player of the Week is going to be Robbie Gould. 100%ed his field goals and extra points and was a big reason why they won, aside from Nick Mullins just lighting it up. Robbie Gould gets this one. Alright, speaking of Nick Mullins, Offensive Rookie of the Week is going to be Nick Mullins himself. That guy was on fire, undrafted, free agent, went under the radar, third quarterback on the depth chart, had to come in because CJ Beathard injured his hand, trying to get all he could out before No Nut November. Anyway, Nick Mullins lighting it up against the Raiders. Lack of pass rush and lack of a defensive backfield. It was a good day for Nick Mullins, and that's why he's getting Offensive Rookie of the Week. Defensive Rookie of the Week is going to be Dante Jackson, getting himself a pick, having himself a big game against Ryan FitzMagic. Even though Ryan FitzMagic did do well, he threw 2 picks. One of them was Dante Jackson, and Dante Jackson has been actually playing under the radar really good this season, so good job, Dante. Keep it going. Alright, and let's get into these picks. First off, we have Thursday Night Football, Panthers versus Steelers, and right now, both of them are pretty hot. James Conner is playing lights out. Christian McCaffrey, on the other hand, is playing really good as well. Cam Newton has had a stretch of games that is just really good. But at home, I'm going to have to give it to the Steelers here in a close game, 28-24. The Steelers went over the Panthers, but I wouldn't be surprised if it went the other way. It's going to be a close game for sure. But I think the fact that the Steelers have both run and a passing game, and it's going to be at home, I think the Steelers get it here. Alright, now starting with the Sunday slate of games, we got Detroit Lions versus Bears. Yeah, right now the Lions are not doing well. The Bears are, and the Bears defense is just, I think, going to rip up the Lions. I think Khalil Mack might be coming back this week? I'm not exactly sure on that, but even if he doesn't, the Bears defense has been dominant, allowing Khalil Mack to kind of sit out a couple games, nursing his injuries. And right now, this is the time of year where Jordan Howard gets his wheels, gets going. Be prepared for him to have a big day against the Lions, especially with the Lions not doing so well in rush defense. And I think the Bears will get it 27-9 over the Lions. All right, these Saints versus the Bengals. The Saints knocking off the Rams last week in a big win for them. The Bengals had a bye, and it's going to be at home, so that's actually a big factor in this, but I do think the Saints still get it here. The signing of Dez Bryant is huge. He'll play second fiddle to Michael Thomas, but he'll still get reception after reception. I don't think he'll play a huge part in this one. I may be wrong. He just may pop off. But I think even just as a decoy for Michael Thomas and Traquan Smith, I think Dez Bryant is going to be a big factor moving forward for the Saints. I think the Saints win 31-20 over the Bengals. All right, the Falcons versus Browns. The Browns coming off a loss in Greg Williams' first interim head coaching gig for them. The Falcons coming off a big win over Washington. In that game, we also learned that Julio Jones can actually score a touchdown, which was also good for the Falcons. And I think the Falcons will get it here. They'll use that momentum, bring it into the Browns. The Browns are needing a spark that they just haven't got just yet. Bruce Arians has actually been a name floating around for them, and I'd love to see it personally. That'd be cool. But anyway, it's Greg Williams right now, and yeah, I think the Falcons get it 38-17 over the Browns. All right, the Jaguars versus Colts. Both teams kind of struggling. Jaguars specifically, like really struggling. The Colts have just had a couple games not go their way, and I think the Colts get it here. I think Andrew Luck, he's having himself actually a pretty good season. Marlon Mack is having a good season. Darius Leonard and that defense is having a great season. It's just not going their way a couple times, and I think the Colts do get it here. 26-13 over the Jaguars. All right, Cardinals versus Chiefs. Are you kidding me? This would be the biggest upset of the season, maybe even bigger than the Bills over the Vikings. It'll be close, but you got an MVP candidate in Pat Mahomes. It'll be hard to stop Tyreek Hill in that speed with Mahomes and that arm, and then Kareem Hunt coming out of the backfield. The Chiefs defense is the only thing that is struggling on the Chiefs, but the Cardinals don't have a good enough offense, in my opinion, to even think about scoring that many points on the Chiefs. I think it's going to be an absolute blowout. 35-8, the Chiefs win over the Cardinals. All right, the Bills versus the Jets. Oof. Sam Darnold has to sit out because of a quote-unquote, I know you can't see this, I'm doing the quotes with my fingers, foot sprain. Yeah, of course, it's not because of the 4 fucking picks you just threw. But anyway, I'm sure it's a foot sprain. I wish you well in recovery, Sam Darnold. But Josh McCown is going to get the start, and I think that's what propels the Jets over the Bills, just barely. But Josh McCown can use his veteran experience. He's played well in relief for all the various quarterbacks he's taken over for. I think they win 13-10 over the Bills. So it's just barely, but I think the Jets get this one. All right, the Redskins versus Buccaneers. This is actually an interesting game. The Redskins losing most of their important offensive linemen in this last game, plus Paul Richardson, and that is not good. Not good at all. The Buccaneers coming off a tough loss against the Panthers. I am going to have to give it to the Buccaneers here. I think they do win, and I think it's because that line is going to struggle against the Buccaneers, even as bad as the Buccaneers defense has been. I think the Redskins are on the downfall right now. I could be surprised, and I could be wrong, and I will definitely admit it if I'm wrong, but I don't think the Redskins win many more games this season, and I think the Eagles or the Cowboys will take over, probably the Eagles, but yeah, right now it is not looking good for the Redskins. Buccaneers win it 28-14 over the Redskins here. All right, the Patriots versus the the Patriots versus the Titans and Mike Vrabel, Logan Ryan, Malcolm Butler, Dion Lewis, the other Patriots team, the ex-Patriots team, I guess you could say. Yeah, I think the Patriots will get it here. In the road game, the Patriots will take care of it on offense, and I think defensively, they're going to feast on Mariota. It's not been a good year for the Titans offensively. They did show up this pass game against the Cowboys, but here I don't think they'll get it. I think they'll have too many mistakes for them to win in this one, and I think they'll lose to the Patriots 27-17. All right, the Chargers versus the Raiders. No competition here. I mean, I don't even think there could be an upset here. The Raiders are just failing. They just got rid of Bruce Irvin. Are you kidding me? The only pass rush you had outside of maybe Arden Key. Arden Key's doing pretty well. The only pass rusher you had that was viable outside of Arden Key, and you cut him. Just cut him. I know that they couldn't trade him if they wanted to. Trade deadline is already passed, but you cut probably your best pass rusher, maybe second. I'll give it Arden Key some props, but still, it does not compute with me, does not make sense. And he went to the Falcons, which is actually another reason why the Falcons may win. But are you kidding me, John Gruden? Are you kidding me, Ray? I said before the season, John Gruden, no good. I do not believe in John Gruden. The Chargers win over the Raiders here. I think it's not even going to be a competition. I'm sorry, Raiders fans. Yeah, it's not going to be good. I think they win 42-17 over the Raiders. I think the Chargers just dominate this one, take advantage of everything the Raiders can't do, which is most things nowadays. The Raiders are not built to win right now. John Gruden, come on, man. As they said on Monday night before you hosted, come on, man. Anyway, all right, Dolphins versus Packers, the Joe Philbin Bowl, if you will. I think the Packers can get this one. They have not looked good recently, but neither have the Dolphins. The Dolphins have been kind of going downhill recently. I think Aaron Rodgers can take advantage of this game. I'm not sure if it'll be exactly a bounce back game, because I don't think the Packers could necessarily use this as momentum, but I think it is definitely a winnable game for them, and I think they do that here. 24-13 over the Dolphins. All right, the Seahawks versus Rams. This was actually close in the first one. The Rams got beat by the Saints this past week, but I don't think they get beat here. I think it's going to be close here, but I think the Rams win 28-21 over the Seahawks. All right, Cowboys versus Eagles. This one is going to be interesting, but I think Carson Wentz and the Eagles will get this one. The Cowboys have not been looking good so far. I do not understand why they are not getting rid of Jason Garrett or doing something, just anything to help their team. Amari Cooper did look okay in his debut with the Cowboys. He'll be a key piece moving forward, but I don't think he'll do much more than if Dez Bryant was there at this point in the season. I think the Eagles can take advantage of a Cowboys team who is faltering and not making great play calls. I think the Eagles get it 27-16 over the Cowboys. All right, Monday Night Football with Nick Mullins starting for the 49ers against the Giants. Saquon Barkley, one of the top prospects coming out, one of the leaders of the Offensive Rookie of the Year award. But Nick Mullins coming off a big game against the Raiders. It's going to be a tough one for both of them, but I think the Giants coming away with a win, just barely over the 49ers here. I think 49ers and Nick Mullins, they know what they're doing, but I think Eli Manning, Saquon Barkley, Odell Beckham Jr. will be able to win in what I believe is going to be actually a shootout. The Giants win 38-35 over the 49ers in this one. And to recycle a line from the famous ex-49ers head coach Steve Mariucci, bummer. Alright everybody, so that is my picks for this week. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Comment anything down below, whether you agree, disagree, whatever you want to say to me, comment it down below. If you want to join my weekly Pick'em League, link is also in the description below. There'll be a gaming video coming out very soon, so watch out for that. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss that content or any other awesome videos that I may post here on this channel. As always, I'm Buddy Strange. This is StrangeVoodooTV. Keep it strange, people. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.